bottom of the cliffs.
Oh, yeah, in that case, Rain will see Tarlin very nimbly, like the like the Shakuri panther-like creature he almost moves like. Pick his way down the cliffs towards him.
Right, in that case, we're not set off in the submarine, but just kind of like lean against it and wait.
Yep. He walks up towards him and makes a quick bow. Lord Commander, a pleasure seeing you.
Same to you, Master of Assassins.
He looks at this. I mean, yes, I did hear about this contraption. Quite intriguing. He walks closer, looking at it.
It is quite advanced. It took me and Rillinid working together to work out how to get this thing running, but it's pretty good and allows us to pretty much cross this entire lake very quickly.
Tarlin strokes a hand over the hole, seemingly considering it, and he says, yes, very impressive. The old gnomes really had some almost mad spark of ingenuity.
For better or worse, our current ones don't seem to have it, though.
Yes, indeed. I doubt it would have been easy to take Festival if they had technology like this on their sides. Looks up and down the thing. Yes, well, it is a slight fascination of mine. These gnomes managed to build such things. I almost respect them for it. Looks like wistfully at the submarine.
You should have seen some of the other things we found they've made.
Yes, I've heard some of the stories from your sister, Lady Trislan.
Did you tell you of the flying ship?
He seems to consider, yes, I remember hearing something about that. A wreck at the bottom of the lake, yes?
Yes, it also contained robotic security. Not sure the best way to describe it.
Fascinating. Truly fascinating. Ah, what we could have done with such technology if we could actually build it, yes.
It would be nice. Anyway, did you come down just for a chat, or did you have something you wish to ask?
Oh, no. Although as pleasurable as your company always are, my lord, I am here escorting Lady Trislan to and from Xan, and I was just hoping to perhaps steal off with your breathing mask, as you have, I've heard you rumored you keep around for, well, such visits. He smiles.
Luckily, though, for whenever I'm out in the jungle, I actually keep spares in the submarine. One moment. As Rain kind of like slides down the ladder as quickly as he can inside.
Sure.
And he'll hear him rumbling, maybe a chest opening. Rain come back up and actually hand out just like a newly boxed one to him.
Tarlin takes it and makes a bow. Thank you, my lord. And he looks Rae'nkalar up and down and says, and I will say that you have improved quite a bit with the blade since last we perhaps challenged each other. I doubt I would need to hold back fighting you these days. He smiles.
I look forward if we ever get a chance to spar again.
He smiles. Yes, sparring, it is something I prefer.
Maybe it's something we can do once we're back in the settlement, and you're not having to deal with the rainbows.
He nods. That would be an utter delight, my lord. Now then, I guess I best be off. Your sister awaits.
Yes, she probably does.
Tarlin turns around and stalks off to the cliffs, and Rain can see him as he gets closer to the cliffs, slowly lift out of the air and simply fly up the cliffs.
Now, note to self: buy another breather mask. I need another spare.
No, Tarlin will rejoin Trislan and take her back to Xan.
Yay!
Now with infinitely more breather mask.
Yay!
There's gonna be a glare up at the sky. Said if you flap around uselessly around this damn pavilion one more time, I will shoot your bat out of the sky! You are scattering my notes! As like the ladies fan, like the table.
Why is Sin so tiny?
It's so high up, occasionally.
Yep.
Well, Tristan will do as Sakari hoped and dismiss him.
You know, if something ends up happening, you just summon a tiger.
And that's right, you know. So Sakari has a life he wants to live in the plains, and you know.
No, he wants to live with Tristan.
That's what Tristan thinks.
Yes.
He has decided that he wants that, and then he does, because he is Tristan.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's not Trislan, you know, he's like the nicest, like fucking like elemental creature like ever. Like, shares like the candy and cookies.
He's actually the lawful good Arkham.
Yeah, he's one of those lion creatures.
Yeah.
Oh god.
He's a foo or whatever.
No, he's a lion-o.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's right.
In his spare time, he shouts at evil people.
That's what he likes the most. All right, wonderful. Let's see here. Then, if nothing else,
Well, Rain's going to scout, of course, the water hexes, 2 water hexes.
of course.
Scout these 2 adjacent to the, the underwater section of these 2. Try and get a basic idea of this. Is there more shipwrecks? Is there any giant creatures there?
Indeed.
Is there a bottomless supply of oil? Wait, what oil?
Not easily accessible, no. It doesn't really find any underwater civilizations as of yet.
Okay, and being on the submarine is a nice way to get away from everyone.
Yes. Just him in the submarine.
Speaker crackles to life. Rae'nkalar, what are you doing?
God damn it!
How are you doing this?
I forgot you added that. God damn it!
Gnomes. That's how.
I didn't think you got that working yet.
There's a shortwave radio on Rillin's desk next to him.
That's right.
Telephone.
Maintained by the gnomes who fan his body. Yes.
Yep.
Does one of them have like a bicycle to produce power?
Yes.
Yes, it has a mechanical apparatus on which you sit and pedal wheels. I like it. And it has to be done at the constant rate. Not too slow, not too fast.
Exactly.
You blow away my papers, I'm throwing your ass off this cliff.
You have like one of those slave drummers who like drum in a steady beat to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep, back to Xan and back to studying. You can certainly do that.
Yay!
And now with notes.
And now with notes. Yep.
Another roll.
Another roll.
+5 or more because I have notes.
It's a +5.
Much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There we go. That's a respectable check. I like that. That's good.
With with the notes and with the access to the library, Tristan slowly starts to piece together the details and the fine print of the ritual itself. She does believe the ritual is very complex. Like this is not some like hedge wizard who has cobbled this together. It is quite advanced. The spells, the recitations, the proper signs and sigils that needs to be constructed, the proper materials that needs to be used. This is very complex, but she actually believes that she has enough knowledge to start sort of sketching up what would be needed to close the rift with this. She would still need the proper materials for it. She also realizes that if the rift is probably to be closed and sealed off completely and forever, a key feature for it would probably be to use the staff of Abrisarius as the catalyst for the ritual. This will most likely destroy it.
The staff?
Yes.
That's great. Eleanor is never going to allow that.
It is to her knowledge as she looks over the notes and studies here. It is possible to, if not seal the rift off completely, but perhaps close it enough to keep the staff. She's not exactly sure, like how long term such a solution would be. It could be that the rift stays like at minimum output, as it were, for like a century or so. But it's really difficult to actually calculate that properly. It might be a century, it might be a decade before something big and powerful enough tries to enter from the other side and sort of risk ripping it open again. And at that point, you basically you're back to where you started at that point.
Okay, so she's not gonna tell Elenary that because that is not gonna work.
Mm-hmm. But as she sees it, she has these options. She can do nothing and keep the staff, which will probably, at the current rate, I mean, the wound in reality is fairly big. I mean, she looks at these notes and the power that the staff ripped from these other planes and is still channeling. There will be worse earthquakes, and it will escalate until, well, judging from what you saw, there might be a big enough one to collapse, like the whole of the earth wound, or even worse, might be actually enough to collapse the upper Azethyr. That is a extremely cataclysmic event, but it is creeping closer ever so slowly as long as the rift is open, as far as she can see.
Well, then it's pretty clear that Elenary has to give the staff to Tristan. What was the last ingredient we needed?
You need 2 more ingredients. You need a halite, which is a form of like salt diamond, and you need fire opal. It's a pure red stone.
The diamond salt, we could get that in the Lake of Salt.
It's possible.
Possible, but we're not sure.
I'm confused about the fire opal.
Yeah, the fire opal, like...
Any idea how to get that?
Probably somewhere in the land of fire, I would assume.
Fire opal. The problem with the ritual is you can't really use any old stone for this. It needs to be supremely pure and refined. Let's see here. You found.
Yep, I have here. We have 300 gold pieces in pure sapphires.
Yep.
We have the diamond dust, which that's just an ingredient. We also kept 1,000 gold pieces in pure amethyst.
Yes, so you have sapphire and amethyst. Those samples you have are pure enough for the ritual. So you have half of the components that you would need, basically. As for the fire opal, finding fire opal of such purity, she looks around and asks around, and the answer she gets is basically such purity can only be expected from deep mines, or where like you have struck a like almost like a very lucky or natural seam of the pure stone. There is nothing that is readily available on the markets.
Well, there is one we know that maybe has it. I guess Tristan can't go home yet. How long does he have to travel?
You at this point you probably need to head back to make it to the next kingdom phase. You've spent most of your time in Inksan studying these things. Okay. But you can update like your character inventory with basically instructions for the ritual.
Okay.
You know enough now to perform it if you have the proper, or you think you have at least. When you still need to make rolls probably to make it go through. But you know what to do and the ingredients you would need. You can with the notes you have and the rituals you have either seal the rift off completely and permanently. That requires destroying the staff, or you can try to basically patch it and keep the staff. Or you can rest it wide open and empower the staff. This will probably accelerate the cataclysmic event that might be at the end of this.
Okay, Tristan is gonna keep some of this information completely for herself. She is not gonna share that she can empower the staff or that there is a way to, kind of steal it.
Right?
She's gonna keep that to herself, and she's not gonna tell anyone that. Because that is just stupid to say to anyone.
All right.
Is Tarlan in the same room when he's studying?
I mean, he hangs around. He's not really a studious type. He doesn't really seem to understand exactly what she's studying, especially on this level.
Okay, so
he more hangs around. Being the bodyguard that is sworn to be. He makes his fighting style practices and stuff like that in the far corner of the chamber, stuff like that.
Okay, so
his daily training regiments.
I think he destroyed the bookshelf.
Yep. No, he doesn't destroy anything. He's too skilled for that.
Oh, that's good. That would be really annoying for her.
Oops! I accidentally power attacked and cleaved the bookshelf.
Oh God.
You never know what hides behind bookshelves.
It's true.
Don't remind me.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fuck you.
Yeah, she has mighty cleave, so he kept cleaving more and more.
Well, Tristan is gonna go home for
He
now.
can never stop.
And next time she has time, she is gonna head out again.
Right.
Well, time to go home.
Council.
Indeed so.
Tonin, we have to go home and do the council thing.
Of course, Lady Tristan.
Yay!
Meanwhile, on the road.
The bat!
The pleasure barge gets close to the office.
Pleasure barge. We just unbeknownst to other people, we actually dug a canal that leads from the fort.
Yep.
Secret canal.
He
Oh.
looks much cuter when he's small.
Tristan walks up to him and pinches his cheeks it's adorable. Wow.
See, all right, I have added the various structures that were completed on turn 13 to the sheet. That's the road, farm, apiary, orchard. I updated the hexes we control, and I also added the 2 shrines, for they are complete.
Oh, Skishral baby is gone.
I assume you've also then changed the tenement into a house.
Yes.
Yes.
And I cleared outer unrest because the 2 shrines remove 1 unrest each, and the house reduces unrest.
Yep.
Great.
Certainly true. All right, wonderful. Then let's dive headfirst into the stability check, shall we?
I think it's Dark's turn to roll. There.
That's a 1.
Well, that adds.
Grimith just swallowed the wasp.
At least whenever I make high and low rolls, it's like on a D4 or D6 field. You're pulling Jake shit on us. Stop it.
Yep. Unrest.
In combat, I'm not this bad. I've had quadruple 20s in combat.
All right, I added unrest back to the table.
Darling.
It's because you went cruising on a fucking submarine. That's what it is. You were like, "What's the report?" Report? You look at Zen. Zen's like,
"Oh, it's only 8 meters down."
What? Beggars are running rampant.
I don't care how deep the damn lake is, you fool.
I'm a researcher, don't you know? All right. Well, consumption?
No, none.
Yet.
Modifying rest then, I suppose? As Tarlan sharpens his knives?
Yes, let's go. Well,
Yep.
We'll also need those shrine magic slots filled after session sometime.
Alright, let me roll that Tarlan roll. That is not a 1.
Alright, unrest drops back
Couch
down
done,
to
guys.
0.
Totally will go out and...
You know, we could have used an extra build point, asshole, but no.
Sorry, I'm not the RNG god.
No, that's not the one. It's revenge for all those 20s.
Exactly.
Possibly.
Garrus doing it.
Lady Averages has seen you, and she has taken note. Alright, leadership changes.
I don't think so, although, you know, maybe Dark, you know.
My character does supply the most stability.
It'd be like the next job interview, like, so over the past few years, I have noted a few things.
That's right. Performance report. You seem to be rolling a lot of ones. What the fuck does that even mean?
Clearly, it says here. Alright, claim and abandon hexes.
Your addiction to submarines is unhealthy.
We recommend you be on an anti-submarine program.
For claiming hexes, there is hex 802, the hex of the Great Jumping Off Point itself.
Yep.
And there is also hex 908.
908, yes, the stone resource.
Right. It's not exactly what I penciled in. No, well, I forgot that was the stone resource hex. Maybe we can just...
808.
Yeah, we could. We could change it a bit. Yeah, we don't claim the stone resource yet. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. I don't want to have to do too much backspacing here. So I do that, then it all falls apart.
I can add the...
Yeah, go away. I will subtract the 2 build points for claiming these 2 hexes, which are 802 and 908. No, not 808. I'm going to pencil that in right now. 808.
There we go.
Don't ever misread that again, you dumb fucker. I'm very rough with myself. I handle myself like how I want to be handled.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, shit.
And 808.
906. That's updated. Fantastic. I love my life.
Right. Well, you know, someone has to.
I forget how powerful the microphone is when I whisper. It's like I could talk to you guys from my kitchen. So when I whisper, like I love my life, it's like I heard that. Oh.
I heard that.
Yeah. Shut up, Sandor. I will kill you. Off the cliff you go. I might only have 8 strength. That's enough to pick up your ass.
Whee! And the last thing you hear is the liar sort of playing a sad tune as it's being thrown off the cliff.
He like takes flight. What?
Yep.
Oh,
it's like that story.
Why didn't you tell me about that skill sooner?
Well, you know, I'm a cherub, didn't I
All
tell you?
gnomes have the ability to fly at will.
That's when Rilladit's like, I will reincarnate myself into a sphere tablet.
No, you know, deep gnomes are really something.
Oh shit. As for terrain improvements, we are actually looking to build 3 roads. There's going to be a road in hex 701,
Yep.
which was the hex we claimed last turn. There's going to be a road in hex 802, basically leading to the Great Jumping Off Point.
Yep.
And then there's going to be a road in hex 808, which we just claimed this turn.
All right, yep.
In addition, we're also going to finish hex 905. It is missing an orchard. In total, I will deduct the appropriate amount of build points for all this road bullshit. 3, 4, 5, 6, then we're slashing and burning hex 808. That's 16. Cool. 55 minus 16 is 39? No, I didn't, you fool. Excellent now. Yeah, it's 39. Cool. 39.
Excellent.
Oh, the excitement, the intensity, the desire.
Amazing. Astonishing.
And I'll add those terrain improvements after the kingdom turn is over.
Yes, yes indeed. Alright, wonderful. So much building stuff. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Alright. Mm.
Then we're on to step 5, creating and improving
Yes.
settlements. Okay. The plan was to spend a combined 32 build points. There is an alchemist we're going to be building in Duvenil to satisfy the desires of Endaria, reward for all of her service. There is also a pier, the piers that we wish to build in Duvenil, to basically allow for the construction of smaller ships.
Yeah.
I imagine those both can end up being placed in the bottom left corner. The alchemist needs a house next to it, and as it turns out, there are houses there. Fancy that. And you can put the pier on the right side and the alchemist on the left. So it's like you look off the cliff and you see the bustling, sea shit. And
Yep, and Daria's dread workshop
Yep.
fuming and spewing out whatever things she's cooking up.
In addition, we can build another house somewhere, in which case, which settlement would you guys like to build that house in?
Probably Duvenil, since that's the settlement most likely to grow rather rapidly.
But we put it in one of these ones.
Yeah, we'd put it in Vothis or faster, but we still have, 2 squares in Vothis without even, digging out the rock?
Yeah.
We still also have quite a bit in Festival. Put in houses.
Yeah.
People are mainly streaming into Duvenil. It is probably there the house is needed most at the moment.
We can put it, we can put in the new settlement there, and then somewhere up in the top left corner somewhere.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're gonna be so lonely up there.
I will
I'll have to walk a little bit. There will be plenty of...
16 is 32, and then a house. That's 35 build points. Subtract that. We have 4 there in the treasury.
4 build points. Migu's looking at the treasury just like, oh god.
For now. For now.
I know, he is aware that building a lot of stuff, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still Texas.
Still
right.
Texas. It's time to roll a 1, everyone.
That's right. No army units, of course.
Edicts.
Are we okay with our current edict situation? You want to send me out on a diplomatic mission?
You know, that's a
I don't
great
think yet. I don't think we have enough
diplomatic
ED currently.
missions.
Couldn't really afford to send Rillinit anywhere.
Ed, I'm gonna bring 16 build points with me.
It's only a roll of 1d4. We have 4 build points in the treasury.
What we could do is cut down on the promotion a tiny bit, since we are decent on stability. And we do have 1 consumption right now.
We could cut it down to standard.
What would that put us on? Just see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would still only fail on a 1, and our consumption would be negative.
So we wouldn't have to end up paying for that consumption. I'm willing to concede moving promotions back from aggressive to standard.
Sure.
At least for now.
We got the initial word out. Now we just need to keep them coming.
You're keeping the pressure up. You're not putting it back to token.
Yeah.
That's right, because until we started this, settlement construction had been on token.
So now we're just keeping the pressure up instead of trying to actively push more.
I'm willing to shift it down to standard. I agree with that.
Alright.
Good idea.
Let's see here. That moves us to the income phase, being withdrawals from the treasury, and we are building a house. We currently do not have any unrest. We can withdraw a build point, should the group so desire.
I think so.
Sure.
Build point.
That's a treasury of 3, unrest goes up to 1, 400 gold for each of us.
Ka-ching.
I'm not sure why we did that, but okay.
It costs money.
We're building a house this turn. Houses reduce unrest by 1, and we currently have no unrest. So that unrest reduction would be wasted.
But if you take 1 BP out, unrest increases by 1, and then the house immediately suppresses it.
Yes.
And 1 BP as money on our characters is more likely more useful than 1 BP in the Kingdom Treasury.